Dr. Rico Show, the Root Canal Special to the Stars. I'm coming to you guys live in the NO, New Orleans. I just got done with my workout, but I have a word for you today. I want to encourage you today to forgive others. And I know you probably heard that as cliche, but let me ask you this. When was the last time you forgave somebody? When was the last time that you prayed for your enemies? When was the last time you helped your enemies? Now, is that going to be easy? No, it's going to be tough because our body, our natural makeup is to revenge, is to seek revenge, is to seek vengeance on other people. But Jesus told us not to do that. Jesus says that allow God to revenge you, allow God to prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. Because when you try to fix it, you're gonna mess it up. Have you ever heard of something called road rage? Well, in Atlanta, we have a lot of road rage. And oftentimes somebody will cut in front of you or even, speed up right in front of you. You have to slam on your brakes. And what's the first thing you want to do? You want to show them the middle finger. You want to cuss them out. And I know people like that. Maybe you might be one of those people, but I want to encourage you. Don't do that. You never know what those people are going through, man. The best thing you can do is pray for them. Say, Lord, I don't know what they're going through, Lord, but I ask you to help them with whatever they're going through. Help them their frustration. Fix their frustration, Lord, and help them. And when you do that, that's not only going to help them, guess what it's going to do? It's going to help you as well. It's going to help fulfill your day. It's going to help God take you to that next level. In Luke 6:36, that's what Jesus talked about. Jesus talked about forgiving others as our Father forgives us of what? All things. And he forgives everybody. Let me tell you, Jesus didn't just die for the Christians. In fact, there were no Christians even around when Jesus was around. Jesus died for the whole world. Jesus allowed us to have an open door to God so that we can receive his forgiveness of all mankind. All of us can receive his forgiveness. But let me ask you this, how can you receive his forgiveness and you're holding unforgiveness against somebody else? Well, guess what? It's not going to work. It's kind of like making some poison for somebody else and you accidentally drink it yourself. That's why forgiveness is so much more about you than the other person. So today I want to encourage you, meditate on Luke 6, chapter 36, when Jesus talked about forgiving others as God has forgiven us. And God forgives us every day extravagantly. I'm going to repeat that. God forgives us of all our sins every day extravagantly, not because of what we do, it's because of what Jesus Christ has done. It's our trust in his finished work, and that's our labor of love. Our labor of love is to rest in the finished work of Jesus, be able to forgive our enemies, and not only just forgive them, be able to do good to them. Let me ask you this. Do you have an enemy today? Do you have somebody that you know don't like you or talk bad about you behind your back? Well, guess what? I can guarantee you we all do. We all have that one person, that one group that we go on lunch break at work. They sit on the other side of the table and they gossip about you. Or you can be a student in school and you know how you have that one teacher that don't like you or that two teachers don't like you. Guess what? God is going to take care of you. God is going to elevate you. God going to make your haters your motivators. And you know how I know is because it happened to me. I'm going to tell you a quick story. I remember when I was in dental school, I started dental school in 1995, right? Seemed like it was eons ago. And I was the only African American male in my class. Yes, this is before all the DEI. And no, I did not get into dental school on affirmative action. I worked my tail off in undergrad. Big shout out to Morris Brown College to molding me and preparing me for dental school. So don't let nobody fool you when someone says that you can't go to an HBCU and be prepared for dental school, medical school, or what have you. HBCUs will prepare you as an African American for any professional, schooling, whether that's the medical school, dental school, law school, engineering school, nursing. It doesn't matter. They do a great job in preparing you. I just want to put that plug in there. And so when I went to dental school, I was the only African American male in my class, and some of the teachers thought I got there on affirmative action. I said, no, I had a 4.0 GPA in undergrad. And so what they would do, they would give me extra hard stuff to do, or they would make me do stuff over 2 and 3 times. And I'm like, why are they treating me like this? Why are they giving me a hard time? But you know what happened? When they were giving me a hard time, guess what that was doing? It was giving me extra practice. So I ended up being better than my other classmates. At the time, it was rough, and at the time, it was so discriminatory. I just felt like they were singling me out for no reason. But guess what it did? It built character, it built strength, and actually made me better because you know what makes perfection? Practice, practice, and more practice. That's why you see some of the greatest Basketball players such as Steph Curry, man, he gets to the gym, he gets to the game 3 hours before and just put up shots. You know who else did that? Michael Jordan. You know who else did that? Kobe Bryant. And you know who else do that? LeBron James. And that makes them the greatest. So when you're going through a situation, if you are a student, you're in dental school, med school, and these teachers are giving you a hard time, making you do stuff over and over again, guess what that's doing? That's preparing you to be the greatest, to be the greatest in your field, to be the greatest dentist, the greatest endodontist, periodontist, surgeon, nurse, teacher. It doesn't matter. Engineer. It doesn't matter. When they do you like that, guess what? It's making you better. And guess what you have to do in response to that? Pray for that person. And that's what I did. I didn't know what was going on. And my mom said, you know what? We got to keep our eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. And that's what I had to do. Going through that tough time in dental school, I had to keep my eyes on the Lord. And guess what? He exalted me in due time to the point where they said, Rico Short, you would never even graduate from dental school. Guess what I did? I graduated from dental school with honors. Well, Rico Short, you would never go and specialize because your grades were not high enough. Guess what I did? I went on and became a root canal specialist endodontist. Not only that, but Rico, you want to become board certified endodontist. Well, guess what I did? I went on and became a board certified endodontist. Well, with Dr. Short, you won't be able to, do lectures all over the world. Guess what I did? I ended up doing lectures all over the world. Well, Dr. Short, you won't even be able to do lectures in your own hometown. You'll be just like Jesus. He couldn't do many miracles in his own hometown because he was too familiar. Guess what God did? He opened the door for me to do a lecture in a really big Southeastern Dental Conference in my own hometown. Oh, well, Dr. Short, well, you know what? You weren't that great in reading and writing. You know what he did? He gave me the grace to write three inspirational books and also one endodontic textbook that's being sold all over the world. And beloved, if God, I ain't done. Okay, so even though they treated me bad in dental school, I had a choice. I said, I can hate on the dental school. I can, write blogs and tell them how bad they treated me, or I can do what Jesus said. I can actually allow God to prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. And you know what I did? I ended up establishing not only just a scholarship, I established a perpetual endowment in my name. It's called the Rico D. Short Scholarship. That will be there forever. That will give underprivileged or minorities that's in financial need and good academic standing a scholarship. And I award that every year to a student. And guess what? They have to still see my name. They have to still remember me. And they say, hey, you know what? That's the guy that we thought that we were hurting. That was the guy we thought that we were breaking down. But guess what? That was the guy that persevered. That was the guy that actually became stronger. That was the guy that actually made a difference in this world that can never be erased. And beloved, if God can do that for me, guess what he can do? He can do that for you. I don't care if you're watching, even right now in New Orleans, where I am now, Louisiana, Georgia, California, Tennessee, Texas, Canada, Mexico, Asia, India. Big shout out to all my friends in Brazil, all my fans in Italy. Big shout out to everybody in India, Pakistan, all over the world. And God can do that for you as well. I just wanted to just encourage you today that no matter what comes your way, if you put your trust in Jesus and his finished work and learn how to forgive your enemies and pray for your enemies, God's going to do in Ephesians 3:20 for you. He's going to do exceedingly abundantly more than you can ever ask, think, or imagine, just like he's done for me and going to continue to do for me. All right. Love y'all. Grace light.